breath in and let it out slowly. Again, inhale deeply and exhale gently. Let your body soften into the bed beneath you. Feel the blanket wrap around your shoulders like a warm hug from time itself. Let go of the day and allow stillness to settle in your chest. Our story tonight begins in a time long, long ago, in a quiet town tucked between forest and field, where cobbled roads whispered underfoot and candles flickered behind lattice windows. High above the rooftops, there stood a bell tower. Its stones cool and weathered, its timbers strong, and its bells silent. Tonight was no ordinary evening. It was the night of rest, when all the bells in France fell silent, when no time was rung aloud, and peace blanketed the town like fresh snow. Inside the tower, the bellkeeper lit a single lantern. Its glow shimmered on stone walls, and shadows danced quietly. He looked out over the village and smiled. Sleep had come, not in haste, but on velvet feet. An old man named Lucien had tended the tower for more than 40 winters. He moved slowly now, his joints creaking like the ancient stairs beneath his feet. But there was no rush tonight, none at all. He set the lantern on the windowsill and leaned out. The breeze was soft, barely more than a whisper. It carried the scent of wood smoke and lavender, and the far-off murmur of an owl greeting the moon. Below him, the town lay wrapped in slumber, shutters drawn, chimneys quiet. Only the stars kept watch, scattered like soft pearls across the velvet sky. Lucien sighed, not from sadness, but from peace. You see, centuries ago, on nights like these, towns across medieval France followed a curious custom. The bells, those mighty heralds of time, were stilled. It was believed that silence was sacred, that sleep should be uninterrupted by time itself. Even the taverns shut their doors early, and candles were snuffed by decree. Tonight was such a night, and so Lucien, keeper of hours, would not ring the bell. Instead, he sat near the edge of the open window and let his thoughts drift like the smoke curling from the chimneys below. His breath matched the rhythm of the breeze, slow, even, and calm. He reached into the pocket of his long wool coat, pulling out a small leather-bound book. Its pages were soft and yellowed, edges curled by candlelight and time. Inside were not schedules or times, but lullabies. Verses written in the margins by bellkeepers long before him, poems about sleep and stars and silence. He opened to a favorite page and read in a hushed whisper. To rest is not to waste the night, but to listen to the hush of stars, to breathe the breath of a bell not rung, and dream beneath the watch of time. As he read, the village below seemed to exhale in unison. The leaves in the trees barely stirred. The moon slid behind a passing cloud, and the air cooled gently, brushing Lucien's cheeks. Far off in the distance, a single candle in a cottage window flickered, then dimmed and disappeared. Lucien smiled. Another soul had given in to the comfort of the night of rest. He leaned back in his chair, closed the little book, and let the silence embrace him in the gentle glow of his lantern, as though guarding a tiny star within the tower's walls. His eyes softened, and his breathing settled into a steady lull, in harmony with the night's calm rhythm. Beneath him, the town slept in a hush so deep that even the distant murmur of the river seemed to pause in respect. Only the gentle rustle of leaves in the courtyard garden offered a soft, almost imperceptible melody, and that melody was enough to hold the world in a cradle of stillness. Lucien's thoughts drifted to the origins of the night of rest, a medieval decree from the 1100s, when a kindly bishop, weary of townsfolk's sleepless nights, declared one evening each year as sacred silence. All bells were stilled, all taverns closed, and no time was counted aloud. It was believed that sleep was a gift, and time should not intrude upon its gentle arrival. He traced his finger over the ancient script in his book, feeling the soft ridges of each letter, each word a quiet promise that rest was holy, and worth protecting. Outside, the breeze deepened, brushing across the tower's stone sill. Lucien imagined it whispering through the town, touching each sleeper's hair, tucking them softly beneath invisible wings of air. He folded the book closed with reverence and rose with measured grace. Shadows stretched, leaning into the corners of the chamber as he moved toward the open window once more. Settle now. Imagine your body growing heavy, each finger, each toe, sinking deeper into softness. Your breath, slow and sure, guiding you into tranquility. Lucien rested his arms on the cool stone and looked down to the quiet streets. A distant dog's gentle sigh of breath drifted upward. Then stillness returned. Lights below, amber and honey bright, flickering like moth wings. Candles, snuffed at dusk, had left behind a glow in memory only, and that too was enough. He recalled how villagers would hang lavender by their beds, a medieval custom believed to chase away nightmares. The gentle scent would drift through open windows, meshing with the night air, drawing dreams both light and sweet. Imagine now, a lavender breeze brushing your cheek, soft petals brushing your fingertips, a scent that brings comfort, a sense of home, a sense of peace. Lucien closed his eyes, breathing in deeply, holding the moment, and exhaled slowly as though releasing every trace of worry. He stepped away from the window and padded toward a wooden chest in the corner. Inside, carefully arranged, lay small scrolls notes collected from bellkeepers who had come before him. They wrote of moonlit walks, of silent hours beneath star-strewn skies, of the soft echo of one's own heartbeat in the hush of the night. He selected a scroll pinned with a silken thread and read, "In silence we learn to hear our own calm. In stillness we find the footstep of our soul." Settle deeper, imagine your own heartbeat, soft, rhythmic, grounding, feel its gentle pulse, steady, soothing, sure. Lucien traced the words with care, and then returned the scroll to its place. He closed the chest slowly, the wood sighing softly in response. The breeze shifted again, stronger now, but still gentle, rustling the pages of his book on the windowsill. Lucien turned back, lifting its cover. On a nearby page, penned in delicate ink, a note, "May the hush of silence cradle each sleeping heart." He nodded as though hearing it aloud, and closed the book once more. Outside, the moon emerged from behind drifting clouds, its silver light pooling around the bell tower's base. Lucien walked to the window again, lantern in hand, and looked down at the glowing courtyard. A single lantern still burned in one cottage, its flame wobbling gently in a breeze that seemed to pause and lean in, as though listening to the hush it carried. Lucien thought of that cottage occupant, perhaps a baker, rising before dawn, or a young mother soothed by the hush. He sent a silent wish for their peaceful slumber. Now, feel the hush around you, like a soft sea of air, holding you, a gentle embrace that tells you it's okay to rest. Lucien set his lantern on the stone floor near the window's edge, a steady, soft glow that would guide the dawn's light home. He stepped away and unfolded a simple quilt from a wooden bench, its fabric soft, woven by his grandmother decades ago. He stroked the quilt's edge. It smelled faintly of wool and hearth, and carried memories of crackling fires and warm evenings. He draped it over his chair, then sat, nestling back in, lantern's glow brushing his silvered hair. He removed his cap and tucked it beside him, and arranged himself to rest, not to sleep, but to witness the night of rest in silence. Inhale and exhale. Your body melts, your thoughts soften. Lucien closed his eyes and listened. He heard the hiss of a distant brook, the soft sigh of branches swaying, an owl's distant call, a tiny house settling into the earth, a far-off bell's echo still lingering long after being rung, a memory of sound now at peace, now drift further. Picture starlight drifting through the open window, landing softly on your skin, each spark of light a promise, each breath a whisper of calm. Lucien's breath slowed. Even his chest fell into the cadence of the night's hush, and there, in that silent tower, time too slept, allow sleep to come now, a guest unannounced, to hold you in tenderness and lift you gently through the night. As the first moonbeam touches your eyelids, as the hush deepens, let yourself float and drift still and restful in the soft curve of his worn wooden chair, the quilt tucked gently around him, the lantern flickering like a heartbeat on stone. The bell above him, massive, ancient, unmoved, loomed not as a burden, but as a protector. It had rung for centuries, for weddings and war, for sunrise and sorrow. But tonight, like every night of rest, it would remain still. It was as if even time itself had agreed to be quiet, to step away and give the soul its sleep. Lucien tilted his head to the ceiling above, feeling the bell's weight through the floorboards. Not heavy now, comforting, like the weight of a warm blanket or a loved one's hand on yours. Outside, a cat padded along a low stone wall. Its soft steps made no sound. It paused to look up at the tower, then curled in the straw beneath a window and closed its eyes. Everywhere, the world seemed to breathe in one long, soft inhale and exhale. You may imagine it now, the whole town under a single shared breath, hearts beating in quiet unity. No need for words, no need for time. Let that image wrap around you. Let it lull you deeper. You're safe here. You're warm. And everything is still. Lucien opened his eyes once more, just in time to see a shooting star trail slowly across the horizon. Its silver light glided over the roofs, brushing the tower with a final kiss of night. He whispered softly to no one in particular, "Sleep well, my little town." And then he too let his eyes fall shut around the tower's stones, rustling the vines that grew along its base. They whispered old secrets, soft and kind, memories of monks who once walked below, of children chasing ribbons through the square, of lovers who kissed beneath the archway, all wrapped in moonlight and the breath of sleep. Now, it is your turn to drift. Let your breath stay slow. Let your body feel heavier. Let the silence of that faraway town fill your ears, not with emptiness, but with peace. If a thought comes, let it pass, like a lantern flickering out in a distant window. No need to hold it, no need to follow, just float. With each breath, feel yourself rising and falling, like the quiet bell tower rocking gently in the breeze, strong, steady, but always at ease. Let the hush of ancient stone wrap you like a cocoon. Let the weight of the years soften around you. There's nothing to do, nowhere to be, just this moment and the soundless rhythm of rest. Far below, a candle guttered out, a final window dimmed, and the town at last was whole in its slumber. And above it all, Lucien, the silent keeper of time, slept beside a bell that would not ring. You are there too now, in that tower, or maybe in a cottage with lavender by the sill, or curled beneath ivy in a walled garden. Wherever your dreams place you, let them carry you gently, like moonlight on cobblestones, like feathers on the breeze. No more words now, only the hush, only the drift, only the sleep that comes when bells are stilled and the world remembers to rest. Good night. Sleep deeply, and may you wake with the gentleness of the tower's hush still within you.